Wow, guys, when is this extended trend going to end? So right now we've got an extended trend on the Nasdaq on the 1 hour chart. That's our trending time frame, and it's very strong. I mean, look at how this thing just pulled into trend cloud, ripped to the upside, pulled into trend cloud again, didn't even close inside of the trend cloud. It just pulled inside, bounced out of there like it was on fire, and it's still going here. Okay, so it makes it very iffy. So maybe in the future we get risk-free a little quicker and just let it do whatever it's going to do. Still take the breakout. In hindsight, it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe we should have taken the breakout. And if it pulled back below the 50 simple to recalculate, then so be it. We'd be in a risk-free trade. But like we saw on the 30-minute chart, like a couple of days ago, when Phyllis found that 30-minute chart was extended, and let's go over to the 30, and said, well, it's extended on the 30. Does that mean it's going to pull back? And yeah, that's what you got to figure. And you can see on the 30 now from where price is to here is not that far away, but on the 1 hour chart from here to here, that's quite a considerable distance. That is a considerable distance away. You have to think logically and put these ideas together and then come up with a game plan. And that's what we do here every day in the live room, right? So basically, we read price action and we look at the clues, we look at the extended trend, we look to see if we have momentum and trend on our side. We look at timing, right? Are we in a corrective phase? Are we in an impulse phase? We try to understand the context of the trade on the highest time frame and then towards the lower time frames to get some kind of an answer. Here we go. We've got the opening range forming on the 15-minute chart. Let's bring up the cycle indicator here on the 1 hour. And you can see 3 hour and 1 hour is in a corrective phase right now. Okay, very strong move to the upside, very strong move to the upside. Trend is up across all three time frames, and we're cycling down right now. So we're strong momentum, strong trend to the upside. As far as timing goes, well, we are right now, at this very moment, we're in a corrective phase, which means that pullback into trend cloud. Where's it going to pull back to? Well, we don't really know, right? We can look at candlestick structure and we can make some educated guesses, right? Looking for demand zones, right? Is it this? Is it going to be this one? And what I'm saying is that being that the 1 hour chart is extended, it has to pull back below here to recalculate, as it's doing on the 15-minute chart. You can see right now, the 15-minute chart has recalculated, right? Candles are ice blue because it's extended. Seventh wave up on the 15-minute chart. Boom, rapid pullback right into this rally-based rally here, which is below the 50 simple moving average, right? Right here. Here's rally-based rally. Make that green. Okay, does it pull back from here? Let's open this up. That is the present situation. Right? You can see these trend cloud signals on the 15-minute chart failed, right? It actually worked and put in that seventh wave, and now the deep pullback below the 50, these trend cloud signals are failing. What do we need to see some sort of turnaround? Well, we've got to keep marking off those demand zones, right? Previous day's high, there's your demand zone. ADR checkpoints nowhere to be found, okay? ADR checkpoints nowhere to be found. They are way, way down there. So we're not going to worry about that. Next demand zone. Well, right here, right? Now, this is still, in my eyes, this is still valid, this demand zone here, because we didn't really close below it, right? We might have broken below it a little bit. We didn't really close below it. And it's actually still forming the opening range, right? So far the opening range is there and there. There's the opening range so far. Momentum and trend working together across multiple time frames. We've got that. 15-minute chart has recalculated. So technically this could now continue the trend up. However, 1 hour trend is really extended right now, really extended. This is I would say this whole thing right here, like this seven painted right there, but I believe it's really here, right? So this whole thing is the seventh wave. We're going to pull back eighth wave. If it breaks above this high here, we'll be in the ninth wave. Who knows? Who knows? Being that we have such strong momentum and trend right now, if this does break to the upside on the 15-minute chart, I'm going to take I'm going to take it on the micro. It might be short-lived. It might make another move up. My target is going to be right there though. Okay, let's put a line. I'd say my target would be right there. Let's make it purple. No, yeah, that's fine. Let's make it blue. There we go. Oops. So the reason why I would take the target there is because, well, this 1 hour trend is extended, right? And we're going to start breaking down soon. So maybe it retests and puts in a double top or something like that. You're kind of kicking yourself. Yesterday, it's like, this was a long move. So we're getting really good at this, aren't we? We're getting really good at understanding what the NASDAQ does in an extended trend. It saved us the other day, right? When the 30-minute chart was extended, it just went very little. I think it just broke out and then totally reversed, right? So it completely saved us. So you never know when it's going to put in another trend, put in another wave up, or if it's going to completely reverse and stop you out. So in situations like this, trade the micro. Put it on the micro and really mitigate the risk. If this was early in the trend and you had such strong momentum and trend readings from your CCI and your TrendCloud, then by all means trade the full contract. And that's going to be my game plan going into Top Step, going into the prop trading firm. We're going to record that from beginning to end, and I'll make a separate playlist on YouTube for that. A channel, maybe even. I'll make a sub channel on YouTube for becoming a funded trader. I think that'd be very useful to people. So we'll do that. Well, we've got a bullish candle forming on the 1 hour chart here. Let's go back to the 15. There's the 15-minute. It'd be nice if it stayed that short, right? Let me get over to the micro right now and draw all this out on the micro because that's what we want to utilize. Open this up, make sure we've got clear chart, uptrend 3 hour, momentum very strong, right? We are cycling down. 1 hour uptrend, momentum very strong, cycling down, right? Cycling down. So the timing, the context on the 3 hour and the 1 hour, yes, strong uptrend, but we're in a corrective phase. So that means at any moment in time, that lower time frame can start to continue that downward move, right? And look at the trend cloud on the 15-minute chart here. It's kind of 15-minute chart, please. Yeah, see, it's kind of contracted, right? It's kind of squished, got squished here, widened up, and then see how close it is to the 50 simple moving average and how squished it is right now. That is an indication that a trend is not going to hold as well. Whereas if you look at the 1 hour, look at how far apart everything is. Look how wide, and the 3 hour, it's even wider, right? 3 hour price never even pulled back into the trend cloud. I mean, that is wild. That is so strong, right? That's a very strong upward move. 15-minute chart, not so much, right? Different story. Visual. It's all about give me some visuals to work with so I can understand this chart better. And that's what's going on. 5 minute is just starting the downtrend, right? Even the 5-minute became extended overnight, recalculated, made another move up, 5-minute trend cloud signal failing. And now we're starting to look at that. Okay, we're starting to make another move down. So 5-minute is in alignment with the corrective phase on those higher time frames, right? Went sideways, one last hurrah to the upside, and then boom, right here, trend cloud signal fails. breaks through all this structure here, breaks through all this consolidation. Right, all of this broke through all of that and then broke back above it. So usually a nice clean trend to the downside is going to break below support, and then previous support becomes resistance, and we're not getting that, right? It went a little bit higher. We've got resistance on the 50 though. All right, so we'll put the line here. That seems to be where resistance is coming in. Drop, base, drop. Okay, drop, base, drop. Make that red. We're just trying to give ourselves landmarks to work with as price is forming so that we can continue the thought process of, yes, corrective phase, resistance, right? Previous support becoming resistance, drop base drop, broke through all this structure. That's a good supply zone on the 5-minute. It seems to be holding. Does it continue down? Does it continue down? So far, it's working. At this moment in time, it's working. So we have to continue with that thought process that the corrective phase is still in play, and price is going to tell us. Whipsaw, forget it, man. You just there's no way to predict a whipsaw or to read whipsaw until you get some sort of continued move. And this is how you find the continued move, right? With a pattern. Break below, close below, pulls back, finds support. Now we have to break through this down here. Another 2 minutes left, and we need to see a break below here as a continued move to the downside on the 5-minute chart. 1 minute left. Okay, you can see right where the opening range is going to be. It's going to be here and here. Again, momentum and trend, both to the upside, but we're in an extended trend on the 1 hour, and we're cycling down. So we've got opposing forces, right? Momentum and trend going up, cycling down on an extended trend. Opposing forces right now. Which one is going to win out? We have to look for clues, right? We have to look for clues, and that's what we're doing right now as we talk this out. All righty, there we go. There's the opening range. There's the opening range. Let's get rid of this line right there, not to confuse everybody. Wow, looks like it's just gonna break to the upside there. I'm going to wait for that. We got a bullish candle. I want to wait for a close, right? I want to wait for a 5-minute candle to close above all of that. If this 5-minute candle closes above the opening range, we'll take a shot at it. We'll take a shot at it right up to there. That's the micro NASDAQ. We'll only have one contract to work with anyway on the micro NASDAQ. What does this look like on the micro ES? Is it the same? It's a little stronger here, right? It's a little stronger on the micro ES. Micro ES, we can take 2 contracts. It does look a little stronger. We can take one off here and let the other one run. Let's take a look. Got another 3 minutes left. Oh, look at that. So the micro, look at that. The micro ES is in the 5th wave on the 1 hour. Okay. Strong momentum on both 3 hour and 1 hour. Strong trend on 3 hour and 1 hour. But we're only in the 5th wave. So it looks like the NASDAQ is kind of leading other indices. We might get another break to the upside here on the ES. So why don't we take a chance on 2 contracts on the micro ES? Take a chance, put it right below, right? That's pretty cheap, right? 2 contracts. Oh, a lot of lag. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of lag there. We'll take a chance on the actual breakout. It's only $100. Once we get into the trade, we'll start to scale out of the position. Oh, it really wants to. This is looking so far it's looking really good. It wants to close outside of that opening range there. Look at how it's not pulling back. We'll have to hope that we get the retest on this and see if it happens. See if it gives it to us. Looks like it's going to close pretty strong. That's a strong 5-minute candle. It's a very strong 5-minute candle about to close nicely outside of the opening range there. Wow. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So hopefully we get a slight retest, right? There we go. All right, this is looking pretty. It even gapped up. Wow, that second candle even gapped up. And we've got our order there. Here's the target. That's the target that I want. That's where I want to take off my first entry, my first contract. Hopefully it gives us a little pullback. Hopefully it gives us, here it comes. Here it comes. We need some kind of little pullback, kind of a weird looking trend cloud, right? We still have that trend cloud below the 50, which is why I don't want to chase this, right? Don't want to chase this. And those strongest moves we know never return. Wow. Very strong breakout to the upside. I think we're going to have a nice move to the upside there. What's it looking like on the full contract? Oh, full contract. Oh, full contract on the NASDAQ has not broken out yet. Do we dare take a chance on that, being that it's so strong? It's not happening on the NASDAQ there. Not yet, anyway. Micro ES, though. Gotta stick to the plan. So we're kind of saying, oh man, it's so strong on the micro ES. Should we take a full contract risk on the NASDAQ? But with those conditions, extended trend on the 1 hour. Look at how strong. Oh, it's going to hit that target. It kind of left without us, didn't it? My goodness. Well, we were right. Kind of left without us there. Still loving the Dow. Phyllis says the Dow. Let's go over to the Dow. Whoa, wow. Micro YM. There's the Dow. We even got a Dow looks nice. A Dow looks nice. Can we buy 3 on the Dow? Hey, we got in. All right, 3 on the Dow there, micro Dow.
You are going into daily supply from way, 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 way back, but right above it.
Right above. Okay, so let's go out to the 15. 15 is heading into the wave there. Okay, so any structure here, 1 hour. There's not a lot of structure, is there? Not a lot of structure.
I'm just still managing my trade from yesterday. So I got in when it was down in that zone we looked at yesterday.
Nice. Oh, so you're still in that.
I took off.
Oh,
Yeah, this is my profit account though. I took off half my contracts and then so we'll see.
that's what we always want. Oh man, that's what we always want. No, it's gone even past that. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know how far this thing's gonna go. So let's get risk free on it. It's 171 bucks. Let's see here. From here to here, let's go Fibonacci extension, swing low to swing high, back down, give us some target. It's already hitting a fib extension. So ripping through that. This is the 15-minute. Did the 5-minute close above? That's the 5-minute that has closed above, and it's just taken off. Let's take off 1 contract there. Go back to the 15. Yeah. So if it does reverse, let's get risk-free, man. There we go. Nice. Took off 1 contract. We'll get risk-free. We don't want this puppy to reverse on us. Took off 1 contract. We're risk-free. We'll let it go as far as it's going to go. MES never pulled back. Oh my goodness. It already hit our target there. All right. So if it does give us a retest, we'll get in. If it gives us a retest, we'll get in. We're risk-free on the YM. Who knows? All right. We got 2 contracts on the YM. We covered our commission. That would have been nice. You never know what's going to happen, right? You never know what's going to happen. So it's going to do whatever it's going to do. MYM, for it MYM. If it does decide to retest, we've got this rally-based rally here on the 5-minute chart, right? Maybe it pulls back to this rally base rally, went through all of those fib extensions. We don't know what's going to happen, but if it does pull back, we could get back in a little deeper into this area here. But IM has definitely extended on the 15, right? Wow, 15-minute chart, 9, 10, going into the 11. So it's got to pull back deep around here to continue that move up. Goodness gracious, look at that. So I'm not sure how much longer this is going to last. We don't know. We'll just let it do whatever it's going to do. 25 bucks, right? Okay. Made a little 25 bucks. Can go get yourself a sandwich and go get a nice bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. But you saw how we read all of that. You kind of weigh your options. That's what this is. It's weighing your options and taking these calculated risks. And that's what we did, right? What is the NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ has recalculated and just broken to the upside and is about to hit that target. That's what we wanted on the NASDAQ as well. 15-minute chart recalculated on the NASDAQ. Starting to cycle back up. That was a very strong breakout to the upside. So we are cycling back up. My goodness, momentum and trend working together is such a powerful thing, guys. And if this wasn't extended and we had these readings, easy decision to pull the trigger on the actual breakout. That's okay. We'll get plenty of those. It's just not today. But we're in the YM. We're in the YM, and there we go. All right, let's take another target, sell another one. This is how we scale out of the position. So let's work this IM count, being that we're in it. Drop to the 5, 2 minutes left. And this is how we scale out of a position. You never know what's going to happen. That's why you have to take the money while it's on the table. Got to take it at some appropriate targets. Daily chart. This is what you were talking about, I think, right, Phyllis? Yep. Where's that ADR? Daily is just taking off. Let's get some targets, man. Daily chart on the YM. Just starting to break through. Really wanted to break through all of this. Yeah, look at that. There's your market edge. We'll draw it like that and then just drag this. Yep, look at that, right? There's the market edge. There's your market edge. That's the end all be all right there. Oops. Opening range, TrendCloud System, DR. Jump back to the 5-minute and let's start reading this sucker. Nice. Another good call by Phyllis. Look at that. ADR. Ooh-wee. All the way up there. Wow, this thing is. So Phyllis, how good does it feel to still have a swing trade on and just take that, just not even do anything, just like, man, just go, keep going. That feels, that's a really good feeling to take a day trade and turn it into a swing trade.
The only thing that brings me any comfort is that the 1 hour is not extended. With the 15-minute extended, I'm a little bit more comfortable. But if the 1 hour was extended, I'd be waiting for it to,
Yeah, it's scary, right?
Except I keep managing my stop, so I'm making money regardless. So that's nice.
Right. Right. That's those are the situations that might make your whole month, you know? So we have to learn to keep an eye on stuff like that and say, wow, look at how we've got momentum, trend, and cycle all working together for us on multiple time frames. 3 hour, 1 hour, very powerful stuff. That's when you say, but I've got to really go for it. Because it just seems to be very powerful indicators that these markets like to go with, especially the NASDAQ. So we're doing a great job here. Luckily, we were able to get in on the Dow. Never retested. I don't even know if I want to keep that on now, being that we're making money with the Dow. Just kind of, we don't want this thing to retest because it's extended, right? And if it retests, that retest may just keep going because the trend is extended. So extended trend, don't trust the bear traps or the retest as much. If you got uptrend and momentum is up, but the trend is extended, you're a little bit more leery to trust a retest, right? Don't really want to trust any kind of retest of the opening range on an extended trend. That kind of makes sense, right? It makes sense. It's kind of like you're with your friend at a bar or something, and your friend is like starving and really needs food, but you want to you want to stay. You can't rely, your friend is probably going to ditch you, right? Because they're starving. They're like, I need food right now. I think of these silly scenarios in my head to help me like understand what's going on, the charts, and something that I can relate to so that you stick to it. Oh, you never know when the market's just going to take off. So we're just going to let this thing run. Right. 5 minute. Very nice. So let's see, what's the best way to manage this? So nice having three contracts to work with here. We took one off right away, cover our commission. We've got another target in case there's a deep pullback. We're just letting this sucker go, trailing that stop. Golly, that's far away, isn't it? That ADR. We do have a rally-based rally here. That's right by it's kind of right by the opening range there.
It blew through the 1 hour supply. It's still kind of in that 3 hour supply, but it didn't even stop in the 1 hour supply. So
Yeah, look at that. Let's open up the 1 hour. I mean, it broke through all of this.
it's way back.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. So three, go out to the three. Let's put a blue. Oh, okay. I'm on the 3 hour here. What's it looking like on the 3 hour? Yeah, that's a nice little rally-based drop. That's a very strong looking rally-based drop there on the 3 hour. Rally-based drop and just kept going. I guess that's where we are at right now. If it breaks past that, my goodness, that's just going to be super duper. So we're inside that rally-based drop on the 3 hour chart early in this 1 hour trend, cycling up, momentum trend up, starting to get a percent K here, right? 3 hour chart is starting to cycle up again. Man, we have got something pretty significant here, even though it's it's inside of a extended trend, 3 hour supply zone. I like where that sell stop target is, right below that basing candle there. This could be another rally-based rally. We want it to go on forever, but we can only take what the market gives us, right? So nice having three contracts to work with. Look at how all of this happened. Take notice of the time, guys. Look at how all this action happened early, right? That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Not where you don't even get a breakout of the 5 minute candle until 10:45 or something like that. Meh. Let's see if we can survive this, right? It is what it is. We're in a micro account, can only take what the market gives us, and we're scaling out very nicely. We got a really nice fill on that too, right at the breakout. So you can see how looking at the other indices, NASDAQ, ES, right? We haven't looked at the Russell for a while, the Dow, and you can say, oh, look at how the NASDAQ just broke out, never returned, and so did the ES. Oh, but hey, it hasn't happened just yet on the Dow. And you can kind of take the same strategy and say, oh, well, we could get in on the breakout on the Dow. And that's what we did. We saw everything breaking out quite strong, really strong on the NASDAQ and the ES. Very strong breakout of the opening range on that 5 minute candle. Break above, close above, not doesn't seem to be returning. And we had an opportunity, right? Better to have eyes on it. Nice going, Phyllis. Good eyes. And they do it all the time, man. They do it all the time. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. Hey, are you seeing this? Calling it out on the trade desk. Nice to run a little trade desk with a few people. Look at that. Getting a nice candle there. Got to have eyes on it. Who knows? Maybe we can hold one contract. Last day of the competition is on Monday. And with this win, we're finishing strong. I actually looked, and when I say we, I am talking about my specific account, but we're doing this together, right? Pulling back, banking some more money. We've got this rally-based rally here. Maybe it just pulls back. Just come back to right there and then continue, please. That's what I want you to do. Thank you very much. Now we're inside of this supply zone, inside of a supply zone. 15-minute chart is very extended inside of this 3 hour supply zone. Do we want to take a retest? Do we it stopped out? Let's get a little, we'll trail that, right? We'll rather than $7, right? At least we can get a chicken parm at the pizzeria down the block. The only reason why I'm doing that because 15-minute chart, wow. Are we gonna trust a retest on this? This is probably gonna be it, right? Because we pull back, it retests coming out of a supply zone in an extended trend. This thing is going to go much deeper. It may not, but my goodness, those are some very strong indications that some sort of a pullback could turn into something much more, right? At least down to here. And this right here, this is your strongest. I'm going to draw it like that. There's your 15-minute demand. Oops. There's your 15-minute demand zone where price totally left the building right here. Drop, base, boom. That's a boom rally. Drop, base, boom. So you can see, 25 bucks, 32 bucks, very small, right? Very difficult to grow an account. Easy to trade, much easier to trade multiple contracts on the micros. But you could see, hey, you're not going to be living off this money, right? You're not going to, that's a lot of work for, whatever, $55 or whatever it is, So your real money is made on those full contracts, and you have to have the account size to handle, a 1% drawdown, which could be 2%, 1%, 2%. Nice. All right. Another push up. We survived it. Just keep going. Let's take a look here. Oh, man. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice to have gotten in on that full contract? Bam, what would that have been? We'd be up over $1,000 right now. We'd be right at a 1-to-1, pretty much, right? We would have hit like 1-to-1. There's 1,500. We would have had to have risked, you know, $1,000 profit. We didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that towards the end of the month. If this is a live account, let's say this is your prop firm account that you're going to be taking a payout on. You want to risk losing $1,000, jump over to the micro, but you really have to trade those full contracts in order to make, decent money. And it's best to take those risks at the beginning of the month, right? We did so well, guys. We did so well this month. Didn't lose a dime. Think about that. We did not lose a dime of that competition money. We took some losses. We gave some profit back for trading crude oil and micro Bitcoin, because we don't have the data on that. We decided to focus our time on the NASDAQ because we got such good results with this modified version of the opening range that we're working. And look at how well it's working. I mean, trading the full contract of the NASDAQ using this, TrendCloud modified opening range breakout, guys, really paying off. I mean, this is really paying dividends. I'm super stoked about bringing this into Top Step. And I guess I'll be doing that first of the month. I want to start first of the month. So I'm going to record the whole process. I'll create the subcategory on the YouTube channel for us, and we can amaze people with our skills. How do they do it? They'll say, how do they do it? It's magic. Well, I really hope we survive. Hope we survive this all the way through. Just let this thing go as far as it's going to go. That was a solid move there. But again, how far? I mean, how much are we asking this 15-minute trend here? This guy is starving to recalculate, right? That car is way out of gas. Wee, 5-minute chart. See, cycling down, right? Impulse up, cycling down. See it really clearly here on the 5-minute. Impulse up, right? Impulse phase of this uptrend, right here on your cycle indicator. Then right there, when that candle closed, we are now in a corrective phase into TrendCloud. Hopefully that doesn't break below this candle. It would be really nice to see 5 waves, right? One, just about, maybe. See how sideways movement here? You can't really, it's like, it's just a bunch of noise, right? Just a bunch of noise. There we go. That's what we want to see. We want to see a nice hook up on percent K here. 3 minutes left. Come on. Come on. Impulse phase, little correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, sideways movement, right? Can't tell. Can't really tell. Here you probably will see it, right? Correct, impulse, correction into trend cloud. Impulse, here's that little correction. You can see that little red line there. That represented this little correction. Impulse up. Nice, Phyllis. Okay, good job. Nice. Hey, look at that. We got it, guys. We survived it. So watch this cycle at the end of this candle. If this candle stays bullish, you'll see percent K hook up here. Very nice. Very nice. Wall Street indexes hit new peak on trade. Fed cut. Optimism. I got some news. Got some good news. We could have used that news at the beginning of the day, but we knew. We saw. We didn't need the news, right? We didn't need the news. We saw what was going on in the charts. We saw it. Wow, look at this massive breakout to the upside. That's pretty strong. That correlates with momentum and trend working together on multiple time frames. Hey, that's what we look for. Go for it, right? And we traded the micros because, we've got this massive extended trend on the 1 hour chart. I'm not going to risk $1,000 of my profit. I want to, if I'm going to get paid out, I'd rather get paid out at $6,000. Take my chance with a couple of $100, and there we go. Right? We're just adding to the pile of money that we created this month. Be totally awesome. Nothing lasts forever, right? When is this thing going to end? We don't know. That's why you trail the stop. All right, 10 seconds left. Watch percent K, guys. Watch this. When this candle closes, watch how percent K is going to hook up. Boom. Look at that. See that? Percent K has just crossed above percent D. That's the candle that formed it, right? Remember, this is just a mathematical equation that is correlated to the candles. So we've got the hook up on percent K. We should get another pop out of this. We want percent D to turn green, right? We're still in the red. We want that thing to turn green and make another cycle all the way up here. All right. We're early in this 5-minute trend. That'd be super if we got 5 waves out of this 5-minute trend. And what makes me skeptical is that, well, we are in the 11th wave on the 15-minute. This thing's going to pull back any minute now, any moment now. But because of all that good news, the Fed is going to cut rates. Thank you, Powell. Stop playing your Trump-hating political games, please, and cut the rates. There's no reason for the rates to be up that high anyway. He is pulling some nonsense right now because he just does not want to see Trump win. He does not want to see Trump succeed. Tariffs. Nothing happened with the tariffs. Tariffs worked out so well. We brought in billions of dollars with tariffs, and Powell still wants to. He still wants to keep the rates high. Eddie, you got it, guys. You got it, Eddie. Thank you. All right, guys. Going to cut this short. You can see how important it is to read momentum and trend across multiple time frames, how powerful it is. Then if you get some news that comes out, it's a catalyst to drive it even further. But look at how the extended trend feature on TrendCloud saved us thousands of dollars this week from Monday until now. Right? We saved thousands of dollars of our profit because we listened to, that feature, we paid attention to that feature on the trend cloud that shows us the extended trend. And we really don't want to be buying into an extended trend or into some major supply zone. So it allows you to mitigate your risk protect your capital, and lock in profits. And that's what we love to do at TrendCloud. So thank you so much today, guys. It was great. I will see you all on Monday, and happy trading.